everybody. It's Sunday evening, and I apologize. I'm running a little bit late today. It's so in alignment with what I'm going to be talking about as far as the energy update goes. So, this week, actually, yesterday on the 13th, we had the sun enter the 36th gate of the I Ching, which is referred to as the darkening of the light. And I know this can sound really wah wah. In the old days, it was known as the gate of crisis. But what I want you to lean into is understanding that when you really drill down on this, universal energy that we're going to be moving through for the next couple days, that in its most basic form, it's about the dark night of the soul, something that can feel in your life like chaos and crisis, but ultimately, it's a key for us to unlock our connection with our higher self and with the divine. People that have this DNA activation activated, just naturally within them at birth, they tend to have the built-in ability to remain open to life no matter what is coming at them. And those are the ones that, we all have that person we know, that friend that we gravitate to when we're in crisis, because we're like, oh my God, if I call Susie, like she's going to know what to do. She just remains calm and, she kind of just moves through the situation. And those are more likely than not, probably people that have the 36 gate activated in their design. So it's just about learning to take a deep breath. This is what people with 36 gate naturally know, but the rest of us to just remember, when things get overwhelming or, you just feel like, something's coming at you, just pause, take a step back, take a deep breath, anchor yourself, and look the experience right in the eye. Because one quote that has always stuck with me in life is the only way out is through. And it's very true because I see it time and time again, and I'm guilty too. Sometimes, we repress things because we don't want to deal with them, but they ultimately come out. Even if we repress them in our physical body, they're not repressed in our auric field, our emotional layers, our etheric layers. And that's what you find when people, tend to end up having a physical disease that ultimately is manifested from, stress and repressed emotions that they never were able to deal with. Oh, hi, Nancy. Thanks. I saw your question about the time change. You were probably wondering because I popped on a little late. So, and I didn't get a chance to respond because I was trying to hop on here. So I'm glad you're on. Good to see you, Brenda. And we were talking about the 36 gate and, just being able to just, put your head down and just move through anything. God, this cliche, I roll my eyes just because, it is my life. But it's true, God does not give you anything that you can't handle, that you aren't built to handle. Even if you, are convinced that emotionally or whatever, you can't handle it. Just know that and just remind yourself of that and put your head down and just one step at a time, just keep moving forward. So on the positive side of this energy, it's about exploring what possibilities you can garner from life experience. It's like we're mixing this energy also in with the new moon energy in Pisces that also came in yesterday, is still moving through. It will continue to be building in its energy until the next full moon, and that energy gives us a powerful theme of initiating change in our lives. It's recognizing that your only limitation is your resistance to letting go of the patterns of the past that no longer serve you. And don't worry about how you're going to manifest your dreams. Just hold the intention. Hold the intention of your dreams. That's what new moons are all about. And this new moon in Pisces is conjunct Neptune, which is all about, the dreamland, the unconscious, the other side of the veil where unlimited possibility lies. And so, there's always two ways or multiple ways of looking at energy. And if you raise your vibration to the upper echelon of this energetic expression, when you think about it, ultimately, if you do have a crisis or chaos, it can lead you into a deeper understanding of humanity as a whole. You end up having more compassion for others because you know your struggles, and if you see other people going through struggles, you have compassion for what they're going through, and that's what ultimately bonds us together as humans. I thought it was so interesting. One time I read this and I was like, what, really? It said that the most the deepest way that humans connect and bond is over, I don't think it was the word crisis, but it was over pain. It was over challenges. And I just remember going, oh my gosh, I would think it would be over joyous occasions and experiences and whatnot. But I think it's because when somebody is vulnerable and they share their struggles, because we tend to hide them, people can really go, oh, wow, I'm not alone in that. Like there's other people that are going through similar things, or, there's always somebody out there in the world that is probably going through something worse than I am right now. And that's how you kind of can tap into, you know, the higher perspective of all that is happening to us, and as we move through these different patterns of energetic expression. Oh, thank you, Nancy said this is so true. Sorry, that is somebody calling me on my phone. Okay, so basically just wanted to wrap that up by saying that don't jump into situations without just waiting for alignment, because that only causes chaos. And just remember that actions without awareness leads to emotional crisis. And that's basically saying the same thing in two different ways. And we always look at the earth energy, because that is how we're grounding in what the sun is illuminating for us these next couple days. And so the earth is moving through the sixth gate, which is the gate of conflict and friction. Yay! Yay! It's going to be a great couple days, great week for us. But again, there's always multiple ways to look at things. And, when we do have, when we explore, possible, change in our life, it's a way to, potentially establish new order for us, and to turn our mindset to embracing change instead of fighting change. And that's all. Like you have to realize with friction, it goes according to the law in the I Ching philosophy that growth cannot exist without friction. And if you think about it, it's very true. So you need to think about being open and honest with your feelings this week with, with other people. Even if it does cause some friction, remember that can bring an opportunity to create a deeper union with someone and create more intimacy with others. And so this energy in its highest expression is ultimately about peace. So that's what I want to have you focus on tonight as we go through the biofeedback tunes, and what I included in our biofeedback healing tones tonight to kind of get us in alignment with this energy and to elevate us into the highest possible frequency is some auric protection, because obviously it's going to be good for us to know, we take on a lot of energy without even being aware of it, because our aura, our biofield is always, reaching out into the environment and, pulling in and, organizing, what we are moving through and moving into. So auric protection is always a good thing, just so we have, a separation of what is ours and what is not ours, and some protection for any psychic attack, any just negativity that is moving, in your space. And I wanted to do some work with the chakras because I think it's important to have some tones in here to calibrate our heart chakra. So no matter what you're going through this week, and I'm not saying it's going to be, an awful week, but, just be mindful not to close your heart, in a reactionary manner, to just try to be like the 36th gate and the 36th activation and be open, no matter what is going on. Because when your heart is in it, and you have that integrity, you are going to move through it in the highest possible light and in the highest possible way. And added the crown chakra because we want to stay connected as much as we can with the divine, and trusting that no matter what is happening to us, for us, whatever, it's ultimately for our highest and best good. And that's going to be something that is always helpful when you have that divine support. And then our third eye, our brow chakra, because that's what we need to tap into to rely on the guidance and to rely on the insight, of how to move through life situations, right? And then added the solfeggio tone for liberating guilt and fear, just to release anything, that's holding us down, any old patterns that are no longer serving us. So again, we can elevate to the highest vibration possible. And then I just added in the gene key activations for the 36th gate and the 6th gate, so that we can ultimately, express compassion this week, and express peace and take that with us wherever we go. So, oh, Karina, thanks for joining. Oh, Melinda, I'm glad you jumped on, and I just want to give Melinda a huge shot of thanks and love for all the support and the space that you held on our Muses show earlier today. We were talking about a very heavy topic, in light with this energy, about suicide. And I think it's very important, the more that we can, like I said, open ourselves up and explore these topics in a state of union with others, in a state of connecting with humanity, the more that we will be able to lift others up in love and hopefully save some lives. So if you didn't catch that earlier, I highly recommend, it's on my feed if you want to pop in and listen to that. It was really good. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and let's just sit back, start to relax, start to take some really deep breaths, focusing on that exhale, letting it all go. If there's anything that's come up for you these last couple days, or anything that you're going to be dealing with this week, really just moving into your heart space and centering that energy. Like I said, when you stay in your heart place, then you can handle anything in the highest possible frequency. And we'll put our feet firmly on the ground if you're able to, so we can start to ground in that energy of peace and diplomacy. And with this next breath, let's start to drop that heart opening and love and light down through our torso, down through our hips and our thighs and our calves, down into our feet, moving that energy down into the earth, feeling like roots of a tree, really grounding that peace in, and really taking that energy all the way down, deep, deep, deep into the earth, until you get to the core, until you get to the crystallized core that is absolute perfection. If you think of the most beautiful place you've ever experienced, or the most beautiful sunset, sunrise, that is all from the earth's core of, creation. And so let's start to bring that energy of perfection back up through our roots that we've established. Bring that nurturing support that tells us we're never alone, no matter what we're going through. Back up in through our feet, up our legs, moving in through our torso, settling into our heart, And then continuing up into our upper chakras, up through our crown chakra, out the top of our head, and just moving and shooting like a star up into the cosmos, passing the moon, passing the sun, passing all the planets in our universe. And with this next breath, we'll break through the boundaries of our universe into the Akash, into the ether, into the source of all that is, into that place of love, light, and absolute non judgment and infinity where all possibility resides. And we start to bring that beautiful white golden light spiraling back down, moving into our crown, moving back through our body. And now that we've established that connection with the earth, moving that energy all the way down to the center of the earth. And then you can picture like an infinity symbol, that earth energy moving up in through your body and then crossing over at your heart space and moving up into the highest possible frequency and bringing that back down. Again, transitioning through your heart space and down, down, down to the center of creation. So we are being held in all ways, in all dimensions. And with that, we'll go ahead and play our healing tones. That was beautiful. Why don't we just go ahead and take a gathering breath to just anchor that energy in? So drop your hands down to your sides and start to bring up that earth energy, and then bring your hands up over your head and start to condense down that universal creation, mixing the two together, settling into your body, deep into your bones, deep into your lower dantian, which is about 3 inches below your belly button. That is a holding container for this healing, beautiful energy that we've just established and created, and that will keep you going for the rest of the week. And feel free, if you need to, come back to this, this update as many times as you want and re-listen to the tones. If you just need to reset throughout your week, you are more than welcome to. And want to give you a heads up. I mentioned we were just talking about the muses at the beginning of the show. So the muses are going to be joining me tomorrow live in Discover Your Design. We've got a really exciting update or announcement to make. And join us at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Let's see, that would be 2 o'clock Eastern time, if you can, because it's always more exciting if you're there in person. And if you're like me, you're like, give me a hint, like something, something, something. How about we're going to be talking about spring break spiritual style. So hope to see you guys all tomorrow, and have a beautiful rest of the night, and just nourish yourself this week, okay? Love you. Mwah. Goodbye.